Hey, shout out guys. Hey, just one more takeaway for you guys for today. I'm so filled, I'm so inspired, and I'm very grateful to be alive this day, to be very strong and healthy, and seeing your beautiful faces, and seeing that I'm not just up by myself. I'm not just up alone. I'm up with my family. I'm up with my friends and well wishers and my audiences. And for those of you that are following up with my page, listening to my messages, stay tuned, getting hungry for more. I want you to be desperate for powerful messages, messages that can bring out the best in you, messages that can harness out the best in you. Remember, you're so beautiful deep and within. Your soul is so beautiful. You have a lot of energy. I want to reassure you about this. Remember, stay tuned to my page, get inspired, follow my page, be ready for my book when anything hits the globe. I want you to get a copy of my book. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm writing and I'm saying this to you that deep within you, you're beautiful. And everything in your life that you need to get to your destination, that you need to triumph over trials and tribulation, over forces of darkness and principalities, is buried within you. You never know how powerful you are until you are proven otherwise. You never know how powerful you are until you take a leap of faith. You take a stand to be different from others. You take a stand to do something that others seem see it to be impossible, and you take a stand. Now I want you to know that you can live right. You can become whatever thing you set your mind on. I'll tell you this: none of us choose to be born poor or rich. None of us choose to be born in a warring nation or not. None of us choose all the natural disasters and all the calamities befalling us from whatever or whatever. None of us choose to be sick, or none of us choose to be hurting. Things are just happening. And when it comes to you, how you deal with it is what matters. Now, when it comes to when the world throw things at you, the way the world makes you look miserable or whatever, I want you to know that you have the powers. I'm not gonna say you're a magician or you have a magic wand, but you have the powers that are deep, are buried deep and within you to transform this situation, to transform these circumstances into a power that will propel you to what you want to become. You need to choose wisely. Now, I'll tell you this for sure. The maker of heaven and earth has put in place laws of nature that helps to keep us safe, that helps to protect us. Look, the earth is very powerful. You might not know, you might not see it. But if you live like me, if you try to be spiritual and to try to be very natural, you're gonna see that the world is very powerful. Do you think it's so easy for you to get up in the morning and see the sunlight with all the bright sun rays, and then you go to in the night you see the moon and all the stars, you see rain, sun, whatever thing is happening, winter, snow, and all the like summer and all the beautiful flowers. These are very powerful miracles. You don't take them for granted. Equally, you have the same powers, the laws that have been put in place by the maker of the earth, that will function, that will work in your favor, irrespective whether you believe in it or not. And that's because that's how loving God is. God wants us to love each other. God wants us to be there for each other. God wants us to protect each other, to show love, to make the world a very peaceful place, a place with a lot of serenity, a place where people can live like real humans. But nowadays, we're turning to become more robotic. We don't care what happens. We don't care what is happening in the environment. We give up on ourselves. We give up on each other. We tend to be pitiful on ourselves. But you do not need to be pitiful for yourself. I want you to know that you have the powers, you have the capability to turn your circumstances around, I want you to know that God made you and put the tools in you that you need to carry on and get to wherever you want to go. Remember, the greatest force on earth, your greatest force, your greatest tool is your mindset. Your mind will only release what your body will always carry on what your mind releases. So you need to first of all transform your mind before thinking of the physical. Because if you don't transform the mind, there's no way the physical can operate right. You need to always prepare your mind for whatever thing you want, for whatever thing that you're looking forward to. You need to always prepare your mind setting. Your mind setting is the ultimate key, it's your ultimate force, it's your ultimate power. No matter what your eye sees, if your mind is not ready to tell you that you can overcome these circumstances, I bet you there's no way you're going to overcome it. The mind is like a software. It downloads everything from the spirit realm into the physical realm before it's being carried out by the body. Your body is just a tool. It just responds to what your mind tells you to do. So I want you to know that before you go for anything, before you set up for anything, before you leave your house, before you get up from your bed, be ready to work on your mind setting. Your mind is your ultimate power, your ultimate drive. It tells you for real. You know for sure. Your mind speaks to you a lot of time. We don't just listen. And I'm reassuring you that life is so beautiful. Yes, we live in an evil world where men have turned the world into a place of greed, where men don't care what they do, where men have used men as lap rats, where men have used men as experiment, where men have turned men into beasts and slaves, where men don't care about men, where men don't care about children, don't care about women. We live in a world that's so cruel. Now you need to take responsibility and take charge of your life. If you are programming yourself, okay, you know for sure, oh, I have to get up in the morning, I have to go eat, I have to go to work, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to pay these bills, I have to take off this, I have to go to the hospital, I have to pay medical insurances and all that, like, I have to pay fees. Man, you equally need to take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, the real force, the real energy you need to carry on is better within you, which is your mindset. You need to create time for yourself, your mind, where you need to sit and evaluate yourself and ask yourself question: what have I done today? What is happening? What is my mind hurting? Am I feeding my mind? You can't feed the body and you don't feed the mind, because the mind will be suffering from mind deprivation. And when you suffer from mind deprivation, you become passive, you become less effective, you become exhausted, you become tired, you easily give up because you're not feeding the mind, you're feeding the body. How do you feed your mind? You feed your mind by tuning in into powerful messages. You feed your mind by reading. You feed your mind by asking questions. You feed your mind by meditating. You feed your mind by praying. I don't care what God you pray to. You feed your mind by thinking right. You feed your mind by oozing out stress. You release out stress. You release out anything that will make you break, that will break you down or make you feel incapable. I'm here to stay. I'm here to preach the message. I'm here to tell you. I'm your very own motivational speaker and inspirational speaker, Bertrand Fonso. Stay tuned to my page, follow my page. If you know you're drained, if you know you're exhausted, I want to assure you, do not give up. There have been many times that I've been in that situation myself, even up to date. There are many times that I've thought that maybe everything I'm doing or whatever thing I am is a mistake. There are many times that I've thought of even giving up on myself, like, hey, I don't think this is for me. But then you have to always find your path to re-energize yourself. There are so many ways on earth where you can re-energize yourself. Now, you can always think about your past trophies. You can always think about your past challenges that you've overcome. You can always read about books from those that have overcome it. Nelson Mandela. You can read, Nelson Mandela, George Washington. You can read books for people that have made it through and come out clean. You can read and re-energize yourself. You can think about your past victory, your past challenges, what you went through, and you were able to go through it. But remember, let your last success not be your last enemy of progress, or let your last success not be an obstacle to you, because sometimes we get too comfortable into mediocre successes, into minimal successes, and we feel we've done enough. Your mission on earth is wider, is broader than what you think. You haven't even explored your full potentials. That's why you were born. So you need to know why you were born and why you're here on earth. Now, you don't just need to live like that. You need to program yourself. You need to prepare yourself. You don't just need to believe in and just to live and be passive or procrastinating about life. You need to plan yourself. You need to plan your destination. You need to understand what you need, what you're here to do, and why you're doing it. And you need to communicate with your maker too, so that way he can help you to explain, to re-energize you, to rekindle you, to make you to know what you ought to do while you live here on earth. Life is temporary. Our blueprints are setting. So you need to know what your blueprint is. You need to know what's going on in your life, and you need to know how to overcome trials and tribulations in life, so that way you don't give up on your true mission. You need to be authentic with yourself. You need to be true with yourself. The things you're doing, are you doing it for the cause, for what you're called to do, or are you doing it because you're using it as a means to an end? A lot of things will be happening. It's not bad when it's a means to an end. It's only bad when you fail to get the expectation or the affirmation from the society that you were hoping to get. So do whatever thing you're doing, but try to be true to yourself, so that it's gonna flow naturally. Now, you need to know what you're called for. You need to know what you're capable for. You don't need to live someone else's life. You don't need to live someone else's vision. You don't need to live someone else. And how you live this is, you do things that you are not called for. You do things that's not your calling. You don't even ask yourself. You don't seek to find yourself. You take your job to be your calling. Your job cannot be your calling. You need to seek, and you need to dig. You need to dig deep within you to ask yourself, what was I born to do? You need to know and understand your calling. I love you all, and I want you all to stay tuned to my page. Peace, Keep on following my page. Stay motivated. Do not get distracted. Do not feel you're alone. Do not feel you can't do it, because if others can do it, you can do it. Do not give up on yourself. I'm assuring you, it's all gonna pay off. And when the success hits, you're never gonna think about your pain. You're never gonna think about your failure. I love your peace. Stay tuned to my page and take good care of yourself. Remember, I love you. The broken cocoon. The cocoon is broken. A life from hardship to hope through faith and resilience. Peace.